Welcome to the Console War Resume's playthrough of the very first Metroid. Though, to be fair, this isn't the original cartridge, but rather the port that was on Metroid Zero Mission. Hence
Well,
the
if I
copy
recall,
thing.
if I recall correctly, there was even a port of for Game Boy Color for
Emergency order.
the.
Defeat the Metroid of the planet Zebeth and destroy the mother Oh, fuck.
It was a NES game, Waves. Give it some credit. I mean, it's a miracle the text was added in grammatical errors.
I can't wait
However,
for
what it
when I get to handle Zero Mission, perhaps.
get
The
to
Dark
that
Star
later.
said you
I
want
am
to do
error.
that. But
I'll get to
Jova,
that
you may
later.
want to do fusion, maybe.
Oh yeah,
There
I
she
definitely want fusion.
Wait, is that... Wait a minute, is that a guy or a girl?
Oh, Dwaves, cram it. Back in the day, it was a big thing.
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to imitate gamers.
So yeah,
back
this
then.
is you have to keep in mind. Back in the day, Nintendo wasn't exactly that famous, so it was trying to build a name for itself after the whole game crashing
So this-
event of Atari. And,
1983.
and this was one of the very first IPs they ever made,
So this game came
along
out in
with Mario and
1986.
Zelda.
To
Not to
add on
mention-
to what Tio was saying, actually, part of the history is like, well, Nintendo was well known, but not for their games. Actually, Nintendo had done a business thing with making love hotels. Yes, love
and also-
hotels,
and also
card
card,
games.
Playing card, yeah.
Card games on Nintendo cycles.
So yeah,
I was just about to make a similar joke, Twibs. How dare you beat me to it?
that's right, folks. Back in the day, Nintendo, who we nowadays know for a lot of kid-friendly titles, made gambling cards, playing cards, and love hotels.
Yeah.
Yay!
You see, the Nintendo also have to remember, Dwebs, that back then, in the 80s, video games were pretty much, for the most part, a boys' thing.
They were also kind of dying.
Don't get me
as
wrong.
well.
Don't get me wrong. It's not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there weren't girls who played video games, but it was pretty much for the most part a boys' thing. But nowadays, obviously, it's not the case. But it kind of was, yeah, really, because I don't know.
Don't worry, I understand the historical context of it.
First batch of missiles.
So yeah, and back in the day, Nintendo wasn't exactly didn't exactly had a plan on what to do, and basically said, "Oh, what are boys liking in genre? Like cowboys, fantasy
Yes.
stuff." In one of these cases was, of course, science fictions, aliens. People using giant
Alien.
candles from the Aliens franchise. The BFG from Doom and stuff like that. So they wanted to create a sci-fi IP, and so they come up with Metroid, which it's very innovative. It's made by the same guy that, by the way, Ben started with the Kid Icarus franchise.
It's funny you say
Yeah.
that, Tio. In the remake version, you get 3 items that don't work until some point you have all 3. Just like a Kid Icarus.
Yep, that's a reference pretty much. And and basically the keywords was exploration for this game. Basically, it had a structure that wasn't any like it. You had to explore huge rooms and do in a similar way to Zelda, but using a 2D perspective like Mario, combining that with basically your arm cannon, which I don't remember. Wasn't Mega Man coming out the same years?
I think Mega Man
I think
came out in
Mega Man was
87.
87.
So this one even predated Mega Man of all things with the Mega Buster
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah,
Of
basically,
course,
okay.
it's show because Samus Cannon has a very short range, but at least the first one, the starting one. But
I
this
just got the long beam, so now it permanently has a long range, even in the later games.
but basically, it's,
It sounded like the Waka Waka sounds you hear when you Pac-Man in the original arcade.
well, it's NES chiptune. Namco was just using a part of it, but yeah, they were very common back in the day. But yeah, basically this game was very innovative once it came out, and it baffled everyone. Of course, and remember, it was the ultimate secret, the ultimate completionist bonus for back in the day. If you managed to do a decent speed run of the game, you actually discovered the true identity of the bounty hunter you were playing, which was in had this. You didn't even know if it was human or a robot or a thing, and then you got the revelation of Samus Aran being a girl and that kind of stuff.
A girl who we later figure out has a lot of spliced DNA.
Tio,
that's for fusion, thanks.
Tio, how dare you spoil a 29-year-old game?
Oh, but that. Yes, I'm that diabolical. Let me twirl my mustache. But yeah, and honestly, even though the series has was really evolved in time with ups and downs, Metroid, SCWRM and stuff like that, I still think the original game is really, really solid. Even though it was very primitive. Of course, the remake Zero Mission improves everything, in every single aspect, adapting what Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion did to the franchise. But I still think the original for NES, it's still solid on its own and didn't really... and it aged in a decent way, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think?
We are going to get the bombs. An infinite supply of bombs.
Yay! So, how do you speed things up, Darkstar?
It seemed to be some sort of glitch with my capture card.
Oh, okay. Well, at least remind me. Are you still recording with VCR?
It records through it, but I don't record over the tape right now.
Okay. Ow. Spoiks. There we go. So yeah, the plot of the game
Explosions.
It's rather simple. Basically, you're basically this bounty hunter going on this planet and killing everything in sight, and actually getting this weird visibility from these weird statues of the Chozos that for some reason works in tandem with your armor. And it's actually interesting. Sometimes the Metroid series has this weird habit of giving you sometimes a bit of eeriness, should we actually say. Sometimes it makes you feel very unsettled by doing absolutely nothing, but using just the dark background or rather a bit creepy music or enemies that are actually threatening to you. Sometimes the atmosphere can really be unsettling, but in a good way. It makes you like you're really, for example, in a horror sci-fi movie. It's a weird sensation.
Alien was the inspiration for it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, one of the bosses, it's called Ridley, which it's it's confirmed by the creator of the series. It was a direct reference to Ridley Scott, the creator of Alien, and later on it's murder with Prometheus. But I'm digressing. Waka waka. So, what's your experience? What are you guys' experience with the series? Aside, well, for example, starting with you, Darkstar, have you played all of the series?
Except for Hunters, and except for Hunters, I've played all of them.
Mm-hmm. My experience is based...
And the pinball game. I haven't played that one either.
The first one I played was actually Super Metroid, which is still by far the best game in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I started from the beginning. I mean, well, granted, I wasn't there at the beginning, but I basically started from the beginning, made my way up. I've enjoyed pretty much every Metroid game except for SCWRM.
Well, you and everybody
else.
else.
Now have the ice cream cannon.
Yay! Oh yeah, I should probably explain. One of the beams you can get for Samus, it's the ice beam, which is real ice beam. You think, well, what the fuck? You're just throwing ice at enemies. How does that make you more powerful? But yeah, later on, enemies in the game are extremely weak to ice, and the game reminds you a lot of that. So actually, in hindsight, it is actually really effective.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my experience with the series, I've played pretty much all the 2D titles. I completely missed the entire Prime trilogy. I know I'm a heretic or something, but it's just because I never had one of Nintendo GameCube or a Wii. I have a Wii U, but I cannot use it properly right now for different reasons.
Did you guys play the pinball game?
Oh, you got yourself a Wii U?
Huh? Yes,
Oh,
I am, but technically it's not even mine. I got it with the excuse of getting it for my mother for her using Just Dance. I know.
Of all the
I
things,
haven't-
it had to be
But
Ubisoft.
I cannot use it properly right now because technically it's hers. So, and my father is all like, "You cannot use more than one console." It's most unorthodox and stuff like
Was
that.
Metroid Prime Pinball any
So
good? I
I'm
never
basically
played it.
waiting to stop using my PS3 and then I'll start recovering some Wii Nintendo
sure-
stuff I missed.
Be sure to get Xenoblade Chronicles because it's available on the eShop.
yeah, that reminds me.
probably
When is
still gonna
Xenoblade
get the new
Chronicles
3DS
coming?
version because it's more comfortable to me to play it on the go.
I don't know. Honestly,
Oh,
to
well,
me,
that's-
Xenoblade
that's
Chronicles is much
Xenoblade.
better played on a TV, honestly.
Of that Xenoblade.
Guys,
But make sure
Yes.
to get the new
Was
Xenoblade game on
Metroid Prime
Wii U.
Pinball any good?
It's a pinball game. I don't think.
It's basically pretty much any pinball game as you would expect.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
my favorite Metroid, it's still though Fusion, honestly. But probably that's because it's the one I had the most, settling sensation. Because unlike Super Metroid, it's all around, basically a huge adventure exploration. Fusion is more like
Several game overs laid down.
yeah. Fusion it's much more eerily and creepy and suffocating sometimes.
SAX.
Yeah, the station you're on, it's constantly in danger. You don't know what's coming next. There's a constant threat that you cannot possibly defeat, chasing you throughout the whole game. That combination of things really, yeah, that combination of things really did the job for me, honestly.
It was
But
kind of like
I can
being rapidly
I can
chased by the
definitely
wolf.
see where people are coming from when they say that Super Metroid is my favorite.
Libs.
Yeah, I'll tell her. Don't worry.
No. I mean,
Shame-
actually, ask her if she'd like in on Metroid. She may like that.
Shameful because I'm
I'll do
actually
that.
I know there are a lot of people who want this, but I still want I still would like to see a remake of actually Metroid 2, the Game Boy game.
There's
because I
there's a fan-made one being made.
Yeah, using the Super Metroid engine, I think, or the Metroid Fusion engine, I can't remember. But yeah, I would still like to see a proper full Nintendo-made remake of it, or at least a
Honestly,
new.
Joe, it's a bit too late for now. There's only like 7 minutes left, so
Oh, that's plenty considering how short Metroid is. Don't worry, Pedro. Let us handle this one. Oh yeah, actually, Darkstar, you want to tell the
Hey.
audience about this particular level? Oh wait, never mind. You
Oh,
already
this
passed
is
the
nor-
gimmick.
Well, it's a constant thing through the whole Metroid franchise, at least for the 2D. There's always this section where it literally seems there's a dead end, and yet there actually is a path. We just need to find out with the power bombs.
I can jump like Michael Jordan now.
Yeah, using wing boots.
Just hope you can act better than Michael Jordan.
Speaking of acting, I forget. Did the remake also include a story for this particular
Yes,
game?
there were,
It has a couple of
Yes.
cutscenes, but the story is pretty much the same. And there's a new special twist to the ending, where
Yes, and they
basically
refer-
gives a
they
reason
references to
for the
Samus's
existence
childhood.
of Zero Suit Samus before Metroid OverM.
I
It
forget
also
those.
gives it also explains that it gives some references to Samus's childhood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only thing that changes in this game is one of the bosses, which is Kraid. But, well, that's because it's more of
Well, all the
reference to-
bosses are changed.
Well, Ridley's
They're
still...
much bigger.
Well, yeah, Ridley's still bigger, of course.
Yeah, Darkstar.
Q...
Darkstar. Pro tip for future Metroid playthroughs. If there are any that involve text in the story, make sure to slow it down so that we in the audience can read them.
I already said that to him, don't worry. But the thing is, this original Metroid didn't really have a text aside from the beginning, so...
And the ending.
Yeah, in the ending. So, okay. By the way, no, I'll take that as a surprise. Don't tell me in which time you completed. So,
The original game didn't tell you the exact time you had when you beat the game.
well, but you may have made an estimate.
Okay,
It was under an hour.
Yes, greetings.
Oh, good.
Right. I'll pass you the
Greetings.
link.
Greetings from the planet Swansea.
Welcome to the first Metroid game, Shiroi. What time are you at?
Oh,
go to
No
15
link.
minutes and a half.
Ow.
Something.
Yeah. Herpty derp Jova.
Wait, no link. I thought you were
Derp
giving her
Sky.
the link.
I gave her. Don't worry.
Ah.
Are you there, Shiroi?
Loading.
Okay, what time are you at?
Loading.
Go to 15 minutes and 50 seconds when you can.
Okay.
Or 1540.
Yeah, 50 will give her extra time.
I know. Just whichever one she feels she can get to.
Alright.
Okay, 1550.
All right.
Okay, you're almost
Dweebs,
there
you counter
anyway.
in.
Alright.
It's not no, but thankfully this level is still pretty much the same. So
Alright.
Yeah, the first area doesn't have many
Three,
power-ups, and the enemies
two,
are rather weak.
1, click.
Cool.
Basically, Shiro, even though we're almost like a quarter away from being done, there's still a lot more to go. Basically, Metroid's one of those old Nintendo games.
it's actually surprising how a game this old for a simple console like the NES was this big. That's basically using in a smart way your programming skills for a console.
I guess they just managed to find a way to balance everything out.
Yeah. Much like Metroid Fusion manages to be a proper Metroid game even though it's on the Game Boy Advance, which honestly wasn't that powerful, honestly.
It was pretty much a handheld Super Nintendo.
Honestly, I think it was a bit inferior to Super Nintendo, even though it was 16-bit, of course.
So basically, Shuri, if you can
Actually,
recall
Teo,
the parts that you hung
actually,
out with
Teo.
us in the Metroid Prime playthrough of ours, this is kind of like it, but 2D and with less features at the time.
So what are you going to say, Pedro?
Actually, Teo, technically the GBA was indeed superior to the Super Nintendo because it was actually capable of stuff that the Super Nintendo wasn't, like full motion video.
And but the only thing that was inferior was the sound chip. Because
Yeah,
they
was the sound that...
They couldn't. They couldn't.
Oh
use
yeah,
the-
that reminds me.
They couldn't use the one Sony made them for the Super Nintendo.
One of the things...
No!
She'll be fine, don't worry.
One of the things the Metroid franchise is infamous for is that in the Game Boy, well, basically Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance, the Ridley Scream, thanks to the for the terrible sound chip of the Game Boy Advance, is absolutely bone chilling. Like it pierces through your earphones.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like something is chasing you.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to music from GBA games, I suggest finding it on YouTube instead.
Yeah, that's
It
bad.
depends.
Because it's usually a CD rip that's higher quality.
Yeah,
It
it's
depends.
actually
There are
rather funny,
some-
Shiroi.
I've never
Well, technically, it's not a CD rip, Shiori, because it's on a
There you
cartridge.
go,
Well,
Well,
now
actually,
my cat ran out of energy
Actually,
next
Dwitz, a
time.
lot of games do get released on game soundtracks do get released on CD in Japan.
Yeah.
it's
Like
interesting
Pokemon
because
Ruby and Sapphire did.
Yes,
it's interesting
Pedro?
because the guys at the FF Shrine forum, which is a forum I go to for my video game music, the most awesome guy there actually made a remastered version of the Sonic Advance trilogy music. So that's
I've
pretty
heard those. They're great.
Really? He made a remake. When was
That
that?
sounds awesome.
No, not remake,
Oh,
remaster.
remaster.
Oh, remaster. Okay, yeah. But when was that?
He took
That's a step
he
up
took-
from a remix.
He took basically he didn't actually remix the tracks. He just basically
he filtered
improved the
them.
sounds. He enhanced the sound font basically. Basically make what the music would have been like if the sound chip was better. Basically, if the
I
GBA was
see.
better.
That reminds
even
me.
Sonic-
I was at
Sonic
a
Generations.
soft shop the other day, and they listed Sonic Adventure 2 for the Game Boy Advance. I'm like, it's Advance 2, you idiots!
Basically,
Oh,
Nintendo
Darkstar,
has
let's not
sequel-
even get into the amount of people that mistake
Did you
Sonic
guys hear-
Advance Free for Sonic Adventure Free.
did you guys?
Oh, well, Darkstar.
Did you
I
guys?
love
hear-
doing that. I love
Nintendo
typing
really
essay
doesn't-
free
doesn't
just to
do how to
freak people
manage,
out.
its website.
Did you guys hear
apparently.
the remixes for the advanced games in Generations?
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're fun enough.
They took one track from each game and made them sound tried their best to make it sound like it was coming from a GBA, but not from a GBA.
Sure, I guess we could call it that.
So I thought.
And we'll finish off our adventure in the next part. See you then.
Yeah.
See